Here's a quick demo of my setup and my overflow box. Here I have a DIY trickle tower filter and sump, and inside you can't see it, I don't think, because it's too dark in there, but there's a Rio Hyperflow 12 HF pump that's pumping into this main tank. And this is the overflow box that I'm upgrading. It has 3 U-tubes there, but you really don't need 3 because it only has a 1-inch overflow drain. And I modified it here, but you can do whatever you want to the drain. But I have a rigid tube there to keep the whirlpool effect noise down. And it's a Marine Design Habitats Incorporated filter. I don't know what it's rated as. It's a little old. I bought it used, so I don't know what it's rated at, but I think a 1-inch drain is rated at 600 gallons or somewhere around. I also have a DIY overflow here, and I just modified it last week with the newest design that they are advertising on YouTube, and that's another view of it. Anyway, when I drained the tank down, I noticed that this filter does have, this pre-filter box does have a small leak in it on the front left corner, but if you want to seal it, it doesn't affect the functionality, but if you wanted to seal it, you could use some aquarium sealer or just leave it as is. And for the price that I'm getting rid of it for, it's still a good deal. Here we have elbows, 90-degree elbows, 45 degrees, some unions for quick disconnect, more elbows, and of course the overflow box. And I'll show you the other components that goes with the box later. Next thing I'm going to do is look at the parts list for the overflow box. Here you have the box itself, 2 U-tubes. You have a tube that's used for siphoning the U-tubes. You slide the one end here to the top, and then you suck air out of the tube to fill it up with water to start the siphon. Here you have your pre-filter box. I'm going to attach that to the front of the box here. And then inside the drains, I'm going to put this tube. And they have this clear tube attached to this piece of PVC for the purpose of eliminating the whirlpool effect that will make a lot of noise, a lot of slurping noise. It interrupts the whirlpool flow, and it also allows air to escape out of the top of the tube, so you won't have air and water going down the same drain pipe. You put this in here like so. If I can get it with one hand. Put that in there like so. And then you put this pre-filter sponge here to keep your critters from going down the drain. And I've had that happen before, especially if you have baby fry. And there are 2 of those. I'll put that in later. Stay tuned. Here are some of the tools that are needed to do this plumbing job for the overflow box. You have primer, PVC cement, PVC cutters, which are very handy, a marker, a cloth, file, straight edge, and this sander is used to deburr the edges of the PVC pipes so you can get a proper fit when you're gluing the parts together. If you don't do that, they won't seat right, the sharp edges will push the cement out of the joint. Anyway, last time I did not use that technique, and I did not use primer, and I had a leak, and I had to add some PVC cement after the fact, on the outside of the pipes after the fact. That's not the best way to do it, but it did temporarily stop the leak. Next, I'm going to assemble the union. This is probably the best discovery I've made since dealing with this. Put this screw on first. And again, I'm going to do all of this with one hand. This will help me to make connections without being absolutely perfect. The unions are now in. Next, I'm going to glue the parts that don't have to be oriented in a certain way. And one thing that's going to make this easy is that I'm using unions. So that's going to eliminate a lot of alignment issues. I'm going to use this purple primer stuff to prime the insides of this pipe and the outsides of that pipe. And notice that I'm doing this with one hand. Never been done in the history of PVC construction. Next, while this is still wet, I'm going to dab it liberally, using a big word, with cement. And I'm making a big mess here, but it's going to get the job done. Next, I am going to test the levelness of the box. I'm going to put it on the outside of the tank, on the front outside, just for testing. And I'm going to see if it's level using this nylon screw back here. I'm going to pretend that I'm turning it to level it. I've leveled it pre-video. It looks pretty good to me. Wait a minute. I actually have to make an adjustment. Yeah, it's perfect. The next thing I'm going to do, or I already did because I forgot to start the video the first time, all of these parts that need to be aligned in at a certain angle. The next step is to rinse all of the industrial products off of the PVC. I can still smell it. The old overflow box is out, and the new one is installed. Let's take a look. It's very quiet, much quieter than the other one. Not much to see here, but there it is. Not the prettiest construction at the very end, but I'll have to clean it up some other time. Very quiet. This system can handle 1,800 gallons per hour, so I'm going to upgrade the pump. There it is, completed. The next step is to rinse all of the industrial products off of the PVC. I can still smell it. The old overflow box is out, and the new one is installed. Let's take a look. It's very quiet, much quieter than the other one. Not much to see here, but There it is. Not the prettiest construction at the very end, but I'll have to clean it up some other time. Very quiet. This system can handle 1,800 gallons per hour, so I'm going to upgrade the pump. There it is, completed.